What's up, everybody? Scotty T here. Story time with the August Drive Band. And it's been a little while. We're sorry about that. We're trying to mix up some more great quality music for you. In the meantime, we're trying to give you some inspirational thoughts with real, true, not only stories, but things that have happened to us individually, truthfully. So mine is how to overcome a pain pill habit. I was 22 years old, and I do lawn care landscaping on the side, occasionally clean gutters. So at 22, I was on a 2-story house with this heavy ladder by myself, cleaning out the gutters, and the ladder got away from me. It was about a $700,000 house. I was on the back. They had brand new furniture on the patio, and I was at the very end of the ladder trying to steer it. Oh, it got away from me, and something snapped. I felt like my head was blowing off my neck. It saved the furniture. It just crashed down on the rail of the handrails of the back porch. No harm other than myself, and I was cool. Just had to take a few minutes, a breather. But the next day, I was on a job and I felt something sharp, kind of pain in my back. And I dealt with it for about a week, but it just never went away, and it actually got worse. So I never do this, but I actually went to the doctor. And they did, MRIs and all that, and I ended up herniating a disc in my back. So this was back in the early 2000s, before all the pain pills and opioids and all this stuff got crazy. So the first thing the doctors do, oh yeah, herniated disc, and here's some steroids and bottle of pain pills. And for a long time, well, I say long time, but for weeks, I never touched hardly any of the pills. I was really afraid of them because I never knew what they were going to do to me. And then once I swallowed them out, oh no, it's too late. So for a long time, I just didn't never use them. But the pain got so bad, and my mom's like, yeah, doctor said this, that. So I started taking the pain pills. And they were 5 milligram Vicodins at the time, which the first one I took made me actually sick on my stomach. But it kind of helped a little bit with the pain. And the bottom line here is, little by little, the 5 milligram of Vicodin turned into 10 milligram of Vicodin. So over about a 10-year period of time, yep, me, yours truly, was susceptible and vulnerable, and I got addicted to the pain pills. To the point to where you fast forward 10 years, now it's all over the news and in the public how they're going to cut it off, and nobody gets them. It's da-da-da. And so what's people like me to do? I'm still hurting. The pain never went away. I told them I didn't want to do any surgeries, so I had to get them on the streets. That's where the money was blown, and suddenly the Vicodin wasn't strong enough. Percocet, hey, that was a pretty good choice. Period of time, that wasn't strong enough either. Graduated to the Roxy. Got into the Roxys, and if anybody out there can relate, you got 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, and about 10 to 15 years later, I was taking a 30 milligram pill 3 times per day. Almost 100 grams of straight up opioid in a pill. every day, 7 days a week. I will tell you, that cost me about $100 in one day to get my pain-free whatever deal on. That started hurting the pocketbook a little bit. And as you're married, as I'm married with kids, with a mortgage, food to buy, clothes to buy, shoes to put on, started causing the family, situation a little bit of friction, a little problem. So long story short, it was a dark time for me. Ended up, I hate to admit it, spending time in the jail in Forsyth County and had a lot of time to think. And so when I got out, I had to do all the legal stuff, the courts and everything like that. And I was very kind of not disappointed in myself, but like embarrassed, humiliated, how it snuck up, man. It was like something so innocent turned into something so huge, like seemed like overnight, but it was like 15 years. And so I had to make a hardcore choice, and it was not easy. But I ended up the next day like, no more. Gotta be done with it. Not only the way it made me act, not only the money spent and an comfortable lifestyle with my kids and my wife and everything. So I just gave them up cold turkey. No rehabs, no therapy, no counselors, nothing like that, which a lot of people end up doing, which is great. I'm glad that option's out there for them or you, whoever's listening. It was very miserable for me, and I started calling some of the people that I used to get my fix from and just let them know that, hey man, don't call me anymore, I'm off of them, find somebody else. And then I remembered I was going through hell. The effects of not having them things, the way they do to your brain, your body, you're just so sick, you can't function, it's miserable. And I can kind of relate, you know what I mean, in little ways, why a lot of people either A, go homeless, like I'm getting my fix either way, which, fine, I'm not judging you at all. Some people actually, they can't handle it and they end it, and I could see it with the addiction that those things have on you. It can take you to the next level that you would have never imagined would have ever happened. But a friend of mine, years prior to that, he tried to tell me about a substance called Kratom. And now Kratom, don't get me wrong here. It's not a narcotic, it's not an opioid. I think it's over in Asia. A lot of people, including myself even today, drink the green tea. And what this is for what I understand it to be. I'm not an expert. What I've been told and read up, it's basically the roots of the tree that your green tea leaves make your drink, ground up, becomes a powder, and it gives you a little energy, a little pain relief. And they used it back in Asia for, the folks working in the fields to allow them to work a little bit longer without aches and pains and stuff like that. He told me about this years before, and I kind of laughed about it and didn't take him serious. And, I was still getting pain pills, off the streets, stuff like that, blowing my money. But I was so hard pressed. It was about 2 weeks into me being done with the opioids. I was so depressed, miserable, sick. I couldn't hardly function, didn't even want to work. And I called my buddy up just to let him know, hey man, No more pain pills for me. Don't call me. And he said, hey, man, don't forget about that Kratom I was talking about. And I'm like, Kratom? Oh. So I'm so desperate, man. Where do we get it? So he took me to a place to where I can grab a bag of it. Free. Not free, I'm sorry. Legally. Cheap. And there's no like law on you or nothing like that. And so I grabbed a bag of it. He showed me how to, take it and stuff like that. And it saved my day. And for the last 2.5 years, I've been taking Kratom 3 times a day, every day, for almost between 2.5 to 3 years now. And it helps me with my pain. It gives me some energy, and it really itches the scratch. And it's a 2% cost. No problems with my family. Doesn't take anything away from the banking account. I still have my home, my cars, my love, my home, where I said that my kids, food, whatever. And that's how I overcame the addiction of pain pills or opioids. And unfortunately, society, the news, nobody tells you about it. It's not advertised, but you can get it literally at your local tobacco vape store. Like, for me, it's 3 minutes down the road. I can get all I want of it. And how this has helped with myself, it's also helped my wife. My wife legally gets pain pills, legally has 20 more problems than I do physically with her health, has more pain than I can ever imagine. And I live with her, man. I can understand it. But I can't relate 100%. And when the doctors fail to get the prescription filled, and there's a delay, whether it's weather or the UPS messed up or something, she takes the Kratom as well. It helps her to sleep better at night. She says, in fact, some of the medications that the doctors give her, this stuff helps better. Now, all I'm saying, I got 2 things in this story. Number 1, why isn't this known across the board to help other people out similar to my situation? And number 2, why is it such a secret and nobody knows how it can help you and alleviate some of the man-made medications that the doctors push you? Could it be money? Could it be, they don't want you to know? But all I'm telling you, and I'll leave you at this. Sorry, I've been long-winded. I could have gone on for a lot more time. If you are hooked on some of these drugs that are being pushed to you, just remember, there's another route out that's more effective, it's legal, it's cheaper, and it works if it will pull you out of that jam like it did for me. That's all I'm saying. And I am on Kratom as I am speaking tonight, and the stuff works.
It's all natural, right?
It's 100% natural from God's green earth to me and to you. Anyway, that's my inspirational message story, which is 100% true, since that's what the theme is tonight from August Drive, the rock band. So, curious to see any kind of comments on that. But no, I am not drunk. I am not under any kind of opioid drugs. I'm talking to you straight up as I can, just after working all day in the heat, but tired. It's 9:30 at night, but yep. Anyway, I'm Scotty T. Thanks for listening. Hope it helps you, and tune in for the next one. We'll see what that's going to be about. Unknown mystery. Have a good night, guys. Peace out.